In this tutorial, we're going to talk about peer review and using Ulrichsweb to discover if a particular journal that you're using is peer-reviewed or not. It's really crucial that you use peer-reviewed articles. In international development, you can use non-peer-reviewed sources, particularly newspapers. There are a lot of just sudden events. There could be an earthquake or some economic catastrophe, which will be important to international development studies. And you'll want to be aware of these things and cite those materials. But at the end of the day, you really need to be using peer-reviewed sources primarily. So we're just going to put in Ulrichsweb into the catalog, search title. I've provided a link in the guide to get you here, but this is if you, for whatever reason, don't have access to that, you can use this. Click Connect to Resource. And connect to resource again. So let's say you have the Journal of International Development. So you type in the journal title, click search. And one thing that you can look for is this little icon which looks like a referee jersey. It's worth mentioning too that peer review and refereed are synonyms. So in this case, we have a number of options for the Journal of International Development. We're going to pick the top one. In addition to your little jersey, you also just want to look here whether it says yes or no. It's not peer-reviewed. And this will tell you if you're dealing with a peer-reviewed or refereed source or not. Over time, after you use these journals more and more, you'll start to just get a sense of what's peer-reviewed and what's not. The format can also be indicative if you're dealing with a magazine or a newsletter. These things are less likely to be peer-reviewed. On a slightly separate issue, it's worth mentioning that most government publications will be peer-reviewed or will function as something similar to being peer-reviewed because many scholars are going to use these sources and critique them. This concludes our tutorial on peer review.